Yeah, you know why? Because
fucking pronouns.
no, I'm just kidding. Who gives a shit about pronouns? Moving on.
If our friends do, but yeah, you know what I mean.
You know
like-
what? No, that attitude.
Right, if
we
somebody-
already made that video.
Right. Yeah. if
So
somebody. Yeah.
this one's coming from the rumor mill.
Woo.
There's rumors floating about.
Wait, let's start up the rumor mill.
Rumor.
Mill.
Sound like bees here.
Mill.
Nice. So there's some rumors floating about the MCU. There's some rumors. Hold on.
That rumor Willis is going to be in there.
If you're listening to this, you want to sit down. You want to hold on to your butts. It's
Yeah.
rumored
Yeah.
that Marvel might be looking to work with Sam Raimi again to do Secret Wars. Wow. Wouldn't that be wild?
That'd be fucking
The
cool.
guy that was one of the stewards of modern comic book movies with the first Spider-Man. Wouldn't that be nuts to get him to come back to do Secret Wars? But
Apparently, it's going to be a two-parter again.
well, it's going to be Kang Dynasty and then Secret Wars.
Right.
So Kang Dynasty is directed by Shang-Chi's director.
Right. Daniel Destin Cretton.
Good job,
I'm gonna
because
have to
I
look
did
it
not remember that. So.
No, but I got to look it up anyway. So I can
No,
get it
don't
right.
do it.
No, you're okay. I can talk.
I got
along.
I got my laptop pulled up. I'll just pull it. I'll just do it right here. I'll just type in Shang-Chi, dude. Focus.
Unfocused.
Focus on the game. Anyway. Interesting, to say the least. Here's why I think it's an interesting. Because Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness made almost $1 billion.
Yeah.
But it was very contentious. I think there's people like me and you that really... I love Raimi's style. I love how he... I've always loved Raimi movies. He's one
Right.
of my favorite directors. So obviously I enjoyed that movie.
I did too.
Not a perfect movie, and people that have criticism of it, I understand it. But it would be interesting for Marvel to, given their track record in Phase 4 and some of Phase 5, that they would try and do something like this. Because Raimi, some people, it's hard to say, because some people just don't vibe with his style. Some people think his style is too cheesy, and I think that argument could be made. Especially if you watch those Spider-Man movies, but that's what they were trying to be the golden era, the golden age.
To be honest,
they were the Stan Lee, Jack Kirby Spider-Man.
To be honest, if you have problems with Sam Raimi movies, you're not having fun at the movies, and I don't want you watching
they're fun
movies anymore.
They're fun,
Dude, why would you not want to have fun at the movies?
Yeah. And
I mean, Tim Burton and Sam Raimi are very much cut from the same cloth in that they love cinema. They grew up watching movies. They loved doing like guerrilla shit. Spielberg did guerrilla shit when he was I mean, these are guys who love movies.
George
and it's
Lucas.
Fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch guys who love movies make movies.
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino, one of the best filmmakers of all. Why? Because he loves movies, and you can tell he's making love to that cellulite.
Again, say what you want.
Gross.
Whoa. Say what you want about. Again, you're right. That's the thing that I think is appealing to me about Raimi's style. It is in its purest form, just fun.
Yeah.
And
I get to do this. Look what I did.
yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
And those Spider-Man movies, except for the third one, because even he said he didn't like making that movie. Those
Still not terrible, but yeah, not great. No.
Yeah, I mean, it still has its charm. Some of it. Those first two movies are fucking insane how great they still hold up. Yes, some of it still looks 2002 and 2004, but like, there's why they work. And I've had this whole conversation, and this is why I think it'd be interesting to see Raimi do something like this, because he's never done a movie this big on a budget like this, because he's Evil Dead movies were low stakes, and then he finally got his big movie with Spider-Man. But anyway, those two Spider-Man movies are pretty simple movies, and they're friendly neighborhood, because they didn't have an MCU and all this other shit when he made those movies, so they were pretty contained.
Yeah, it's ground level.
And my criticisms of the Holland Spider-Man, while I enjoyed those movies, I think it relies too much on Iron Man and too many other things.
Yes.
And it's too big. He's in space. Like, Spider-Man shouldn't be in space. Again, I understand what they're going for because he's been in the Avengers books before,
Sure.
but he's said in those Avengers books, I don't belong here. He is your friendly. He's Queens.
Yes.
He's New York.
Yes.
That's what he does. And that's what those first couple Raimi movies now. Now, my question to you, Tyler, is how do you think Raimi is capable of juggling multiple storylines and multiple characters? Because he's been, even with Multiverse.
Is he capable of doing
Multiverse of Madness? He only went to 2 different universes.
Is he capable of doing what the Johnstons did, basically? And make a movie like Endgame where it's multiple characters, multiple storylines. Did I say? I'm thinking of Joe Johnston. He did
the first Captain America.
Yes. Okay.
But yeah, the Russos.
The Russos. I'm so sorry. God. But is he capable of that? Yeah, I think so.
I mean, this would be his biggest movie ever.
I just, my thing about Raimi is he's got to have good people around him, and he's been doing it long enough that he knows kind of he knows how to go into a movie no matter what the budget is. And he knows how to set the budget and do what he needs to do. And all that other like crazy shit that he might not know how to do, he's going to hire somebody to help him figure that out. Because he's got the budget to do it. And honestly, like Raimi's imagination, I would give him all the budget.
See, but
just to see what he could do with it.
Here's the thing. I think that Raimi did so well with those Spider-Man movies because he was making the books that he remembered, and he was doing the movie. He was doing his spin.
Are you asking me if they gave him like if the MCU went to him and said like they did to the Russos, this is what we need to have happen?
Yeah.
Do you think he could pull it off?
I don't think he. But here's the thing. What I was leading towards is, I don't think he's interested in that. I think Raimi is much.
You're wondering if he would take it.
I don't think he would, because he is much more
agree.
character driven.
I agree.
He's every movie he's made. The same theme is always at its core. They've been like morality plays, and they've been focused on one character where he like finds creative ways to torture that character.
I absolutely agree.
Spider-Man
with you.
included, because Spider-Man is always fucking miserable in those movies, and he is in the comics because that's how you keep his storyline going.
I agree with you.
They're like, oh, because if you marry Spider-Man,
I forgot the main part where he, where you didn't say that he had that.
That's just a rumor that they would be approaching it.
And
I don't
so
think
when you actually put it to me like that, no, I don't think he would either.
Too many moving parts. And look, I think
if I don't see the Hulk holding up a mountain at some point during this movie, I'm going to be pissed.
Look, Endgame was smashing action figures together, and I loved it. That's what you got to do with Secret Wars. But I'm also thinking that that's not a movie that Raimi wants to make. And again, like I said with Multiverse of Madness, he only really goes to like 2 or 3 different universes. Like, he doesn't really do much with that. And I think that was part of a Raimi decision. I don't know how much, because Raimi said when COVID happened, they were doing a bunch of rewrites and they had to change everything because WandaVision was now before this movie, because this movie was supposed to happen before WandaVision.
Yes.
All this other shit was going on, and they were trying to rewrite all this stuff.
You know what we should do for an episode coming up? We should go and look at what it was before COVID and
like
imagine
the COVID deep dive.
No, let's try and
to
imagine how the MCU would be different right now and better if COVID never happened. I'll bet you it would be better. Right now, they're floundering.
I'll say it at this point. I don't think it would have mattered.
Really?
Quite honestly. I would.
That's a fair point.
I'm not trying to shoot down the topic.
No.
We should do it.
Yeah.
And I would love to
Wouldn't that be fun to be like, okay, so
Yeah,
this happens
it's
before
fun
that.
It's fun to play. What if?
What if?
With Marvel.
Also, what if? Not as great as I
What
thought.
what if is what we're going to do. What if?
What if?
No,
what
but
if?
I think
what if?
that's a fun thought experiment, but I don't think it would have mattered because I
That's
don't.
a fair. Yeah.
It's not that I don't have faith in future Marvel projects. I just Endgame was such a good close.
Almost, yeah. Just
such a
leave it at
perfect
that
end
and
of a
start
chapter.
Start
And
over.
You know what you could have done? You could have given it, and I know that's not how the world works. It's a capitalist society. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
blah, blah.
more money.
Whatever.
More money. Sequels.
You know what would have worked? Giving it like 5 or 6 years. And then going back to it and then bringing it back. And if
or just rebooting it.
But what I'm trying to get at too is like it's not like people don't forget these things. It's what the problem is when you lob all these things at people constantly. Like I was talking to
There's not enough to
you know how many
stick.
people have dropped out and stopped watching the MCU, and I don't think superhero fatigue, like we've talked about, I don't think that's real. I think people are selective, and I think that a lot of people are like,
I try to watch everything, but like I
myself
can't.
included. I am trying to be like. Make myself watch Ahsoka because you're like, no, you should really give it a try. Try it out.
I really am
and
enjoying
I've been
it.
meaning to, but I get to a point. It's like, what's the fucking point? When we have 6 or 7 shows. So again, would I bring back to you? Raimi doesn't want to do something.
Sure,
like that.
but can I touch on something real quick? The one thing that the MCU has, or that the Star Wars universe has done better than the MCU is. It's generally one show going on. Now wasn't it Mandalorian and Boba Fett were going on at the same time for a while? Book of Boba Fett and something else.
It was
Book of Boba Fett. And
no,
Andor?
it was Obi-Wan and Miss Marvel.
No, I'm as far as I know, most Star Wars
Hawkeye
series have
was
been
like-
by themselves.
And Hawkeye ended like right before Boba Fett.
But the MCU has been throwing shit at us, dude.
Sorry, I know what you mean. Yeah, the Star Wars stuff has been pretty spread out. But
Right, like you have a series, it ends, and then a new one starts. Like I'm pretty sure that at some point we've had at least two series
Mandalorian was last March,
going at the same time
by the way. Mandalorian
in
was
the
like,
MCU, like Loki and I don't know.
Mandalorian was like early this year.
I do know,
But that's what I mean. There's a lot of space between Mandalorian and Ahsoka because Mandalorian was like what March? Early
Ahsoka
March?
is real. You know what makes Ahsoka really good?
What?
Ray Stevenson.
R.I.P. It's fucking wild that
Dude, did you ever see War Journal?
Punisher Warzone.
Yeah.
Fucking bonkers movie. But
Dude, he's so good in that. You remember the other guys? He's almost the best part of that movie.
Dimples above a woman's buttocks. Great features. Dude, we should do an episode on fucking the other guys. Underrated movie. That movie is
you know what
funny
we
as
should do next week is I'll take care of this. Do a Ray Stevenson retrospective.
No. Every idea you have is shit. The look on your face. No, we can do that for sure.
The thing I like about him, he's so big and imposing and so like just granite faced. You know what I mean? Like he's such a distinctive, when he's acting in Ahsoka, like it's so effortless for him. He just literally just has to like move move like an eyelash or something, and it's like, I got you.
Have you seen the movie Kill the Irishman?
Yes. He's good I don't like his wig in that, but it's a good movie.
He's fun in that movie.
He's great in that movie, but that fucking wig,
Val
man.
Kilmer before his cancer stuff. It was like one of his last performances.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Fucking love that movie.
Way
Shane
underrated.
Black joint.
Dude, way underrated. Robert Downey Jr., Val Kilmer, Michelle Monaghan. Who else is in that? Ton of people.
Anyway, next topic.
Wait, do the
Get your ass to Moss.
Okay, back to
Speaking of Raimi, I'm proud of myself. I held some restraint because I didn't use the drop for this one.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
But this topic, you know what we're gonna do, Tyler?
What?
With this topic, we're gonna
Finish it! Finish it!
Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.